So, How Things Work by Gary Soto. Today it's going to cost us $20 to live. 5 for a softball, 4 for a book, a handful of ones for coffee, and 2 sweet rolls. Bus fare, resin for your mother's violin. We're completing our task. The tip I left for the waitress filters down like rain, wetting the new roots of a child. Perhaps a belligerent cat that won't let go of a bald sock until there's chicken to eat. As far as I can tell, daughter, it works like this. You buy bread from a grocery, a bag of apples from a fruit stand, and what coins are passed on helps others buy pencils, glue, tickets to a movie in which laughter is thrown into their faces. If we buy goldfish, someone tries on a hat. If we buy crayons, someone walks home with a broom. A tip, a small purchase here and there, and things just keep going, I guess. This poem is written in free verse. So remember, form is how a poet, how the lines and the words are laid out for a poet. So as you can see, Gary Soto, every line starts with a capital. However, sentences extend into different lines. There's a lot of sentence fragments, a lot of just phrases with commas. He wants you to pause at the commas, but pause a little bit more at the periods or the end of the sentences. He wants you to think about these thoughts almost as if he's talking to you and like a conversation. That's why he wrote it in free verse. It's much different than dump that has a repetition in its lines and a certain form. He has no repetition of any type of beat or rhyme and no certain form that he takes. So now on to the meaning, now that we looked at the form. Money makes things work. I leave a tip for the waitress, and that filters down, wetting the new roots of a child. So, the idea of this simile right here, that the tip that I left filters down like rain, is implying that if the waitress gets a tip, she's going to use it for something else, possibly something for her child. Hence why she works, right? To support her family and to support herself. So that's an idea about money and the things that we buy, how it makes the world go round. Just like here on line 10, as far as I can tell, daughter, it works like this. Oh, again, line 10 shows you it's like he's speaking, the poet is speaking to his child about the way that money works. You buy bread from a grocer, a bag of apples from a fruit stand. The grocer, the owner of the fruit stand, uses that money to buy supplies or tickets to a movie. Whatever it is that we spend this money, but in order for other people to be able to spend money. Both poems, Dump and How Things Work, address what we buy and what we own that are important parts of our life. But the poem of the dump focuses more on that we buy these material possessions that eventually get thrown away. However, how things work, it's important for us to spend money because it allows life to continue, right? With all things, tickets into a movie with laughter, pencils and glue, of education. If I buy a goldfish, maybe from the pet store, someone's able to get that money and buy a hat. It's very broad statements, but the meaning behind them is much deeper. Again, both poems have to deal with consumerism. This one, more of how we have to buy things and that our continuance of buying things is what helps our world work. I hope that helps. Let me know. Speak to you soon.